Welcome to the family, son.
Resident Evil 7's first piece of DLC was called Banned Footage Vol.1. It was a collection of 3 short minigames set in the Baker household. The premise here was that these were all found footage videotapes taken by the police as evidence after the events of the main game. The first was called Nightmare. It was about Clancy the cameraman who got caught by Jack Baker and was thrown in the basement to be killed by the mold creatures. It was a survival experience where you had to hold out against increasingly difficult waves of enemies until dawn. It was part tower defense, part Call of Duty zombies. These machines would slowly churn out scrap metal which you'd have to collect to then craft weapons, ammo, or to use it to upgrade yourself. You could also build traps and a turret, but these could only be built a limited amount, so you had to time their creation appropriately. It provided a reasonable challenge, and on completion would unlock Night Terror mode, which was pretty much the same game, only at a much higher difficulty, as the machines would churn out scraps at a much slower rate. So it was easy to find yourself out of ammo and getting fucked in the corner. An incentive to keep playing this mode was that each time you had a go you got a score. These scores would eventually add up to unlock new things like additional traps or new weapons. So each time you played you were adding something new to your arsenal.
Okay, I want to go home.
Next up there was Bedroom. Here poor old Clancy, poor son of a bitch, was captured by the mother of the household, Marguerite. Whereas Nightmare was more about the action, this piece of DLC was more about the puzzles. It was a lot like the Happy Birthday VHS from the main game. The goal was simply to work out how to escape from the room. The catch? Every time you did something that made too much noise, like for example set off a clock, Marguerite would come in and check what was going on. So you had to drop everything and scramble back into bed. If she suspected that anything was out of place, perhaps you didn't hang that painting back up in the right spot, she would do some nasty things to you with bugs. Finally you had Ethan Must Die, an appropriate name because you definitely died a lot. You woke up in a hellish version of the Baker house where everything basically kills you in one hit. Your aim is to eventually kill mutated Marguerite in the greenhouse, but to get to her you have to make your way around the house first. Crates are scattered about which have random items in, so there is an element of luck to completing it. When you die you leave one item behind in an angel statue for you to then collect on your next run. Overall it was a nice challenge, but nothing too special. Just when I thought I was done with Resident Evil 7, it pulled me straight back in with its incredibly fast release of its first piece of DLC. I'm a season pass holder, so I look forward to whatever the game brings next. Just don't try the food. Thanks for watching.
I'm not dying down here.